What's up, everybody? This is Kenny Cummins here of Chillin' with Kenny C right here on TMVCafe.com, bringing you entertainment to your ears. Super excited to be joined by this incredible band all the way from New York. Their latest single is called Red 13. And is available on all the streaming platforms right now. And on behalf of the band, at the moment, I am joined with the drummer, Joe Koza. He's with me right now. How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing? Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Good, man. Good to have you on. And looks like as soon as that happens, I believe Spitz is about to join us as soon as the introductions took place. So we'll just, Spitz, are you there?
I'm here, man. How's it going?
Good, man. We got Joe and Spiz representing the New York band known as Advents. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
All right, man. We'll go ahead and get started. Talk about how did this band known as Advents got started?
Pretty much, I'd say it was me and my friend our guitarist Sebastian. We were in a band prior, and then we ended up deciding we left a band. Sorry, me and Seb of the band guitarist. Sorry, I'm rewording everything because I started really bad.
Yeah.
We're in a band prior, and from there we left and we ended up making this band because Chappie, other guitarist of the band, has had left his band as well. So after that, all three of us got together, and then we kind of wanted to make our own thing, and slowly Joe joined, and then we had our older bassist Nora join, and after that, I mean the rest was history. It was pretty much just we just wanted to start something new experience and everything like that. So we decided just to form another whole new band, and pieces just aligned.
All right, so I've gotten the chance to give y'all a listen. Listen to some of the tracks.
Yeah,
Definitely are described as metalcore.
correct.
That's how y'all best describe your music. Obviously, quite the music you guys got with Red 13. That's the latest single. Match My Misery with Afterglow. Another single y'all put out. So obviously we are definitely living in times that subgenres definitely being a factor in music, most notably on the rock side of things. You know, you got your punk, alternative, metal, heavy metal,
Mhm.
new metal, in your case, metalcore. Um, so for the fans, for the listeners, how would you guys best describe metalcore? What makes it different and unique from some of the other genres?
Gecko's take this one.
That's a good question because depending on who you ask, you might get a different answer. Um, to me, I mean, it's got the aggression and the breakdowns of hardcore, but it's got the obviously it's in the name, but the metallic edge of metal. So you put the two together, and I guess that outcomes metalcore. But even metalcore on its own has seen a lot of changes over the years, depending on what era you're in of it. So I think what we're up to in the genre now, I mean, kind of a sound we're going for, but a lot of bands that we like. Um, I kind of like this iteration of it a lot. I didn't come up on metalcore as much as the other members of the band, so I've kind of had to go backwards. I mean, I listen to it, but not as much. Um, but I've had to go do my homework a little bit on the bands that like kind of really were big when the other members of our band were like listening to it growing up. I was more on like the heavier side of things with like thrash and that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I would say, long story short, it's like a nice fuse of metal and hardcore, and the best parts of each one.
And I'd even say like melodic, like because like just generally like with metalcore, like he was saying, like it's changed. There's a lot of, now you have, we generally say metalcore, but there's metalcore that have, that are more like traditional metalcore, and then there's metalcore that has, more electronic synthy elements to it, and then there's some metalcore that's just like, could be like loud and heavy and obnoxious, and then also very like clean, sung and very like melodic. So there's a lot of subgenres even to metalcore, even though metalcore is technically a subgenre in itself. So yeah, I mean it's it's crazy. It's metalcore is like that's why it's fun to make metalcore music, because there's just so much you can do with it.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely so much you can do as far as the instruments and the vocals. It could be regular tune, go all out crazy with
Yep.
the metal, screaming your lungs out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder when I listen to it, like, man, your lungs gotta be unique to pull that off.
You
You
know what's
know,
funny? The funny thing. The funny thing is they actually don't have to be like, you can do it. Anybody can actually do it. It's just it's more of I guess some people have more control over it than others, but anyone can do it. And like again, if most people who do it in the genre, you know what they're doing and can usually, because obviously if you're straining, if you're really not doing it properly, I mean, if you do it maybe like for like if like a month, a couple times in a month, your voice will just be gone. You won't want to do it, but you kind of, once you start doing it more, your body kind of figures out how to not make it hurt, like not make it as painful. So even Joe, I was teaching Joe how to scream, and he actually screamed on some of the newer songs in the little parts, but like a complete drastic change from when he joined the band when he couldn't even do it. And I just told him a couple techniques, and then now he sounds pretty good, and he's probably like almost there to just having like a normal, scream. Obviously, different sounding scream than me, but that's exactly why I said like everyone can do it, but everyone has different tones to their voice, just like you, Ken. You could probably do it as well, but it takes time. It's not an instant thing. It's like going to the gym. You got to keep lifting, working the muscle out, and then eventually the muscle will start growing and become more resilient. And that's the same thing with the voice. So
man, thinking about that, I think mine would sound scary. Mine would be like horror type scary.
that's good. No, but oh, you're talking about like scary, like bad scary, or you're talking about just scary? Like it's scary is good. Scary works well.
maybe
So
maybe the type of scary that makes an innocent person nervous and one for their lives type scary.
I think
Uh,
I think even those people might like that.
maybe in a concert atmosphere, yeah, but just
Yeah, not in the
in
normal.
in a,
Yeah,
in a movie scene when you in a dark time, I don't know.
yeah.
That's a whole different thing. Uh,
God,
so you fellas released self-titled EP back in 2000, back in last year, and since then y'all released two songs. Uh, Red 13 is the latest one, and that is where I want to go. Um, Delves into the debilitating nature of intrusive thought of patterns and the result consumptions that to follow. With
hmm
each fixation, however, comes with even stronger opportunity to recreate one reality. That's deep.
yeah.
That's
That's yeah. I mean, Joe's the one who actually wrote that out for the song too, because he's I mean, I'm the vocalist, he's the drummer, but me and him worked on that song together, and we kind of based that song off of, I don't know if you're gonna go into that question, but
yeah,
I'll let Joe explain if the question comes up, but
yeah.
like it was mainly about stuff that Joe more about Joe than it was about anything I personally experienced, though I can definitely relate to it, but in a different way. But yeah, I'll let you continue what you were saying. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no, you're good. So basically, what I wanted to ask is, you know, like when a band does a song, this it's different compared to a solo act doing a song, obviously, like
Mhm.
the vocals, the instruments, like talk a little bit about the whole process of putting together Red 13. This is a very dope track. I really dig it. And I
Mhm.
love the album cover too with the mask and everything with the red background. Talk about the whole process working on Red 13.
I get Joe, if you want to take over, you can say it.
Um, yeah, I mean it's a combination of things. It's a combination of everybody working together. Um, somebody, usually it's Spiz doing a lot of the lyric writing, most, if not all of it. But then we kind of collaborate, especially on the newer songs. It's a little bit more of a couple of us. But he's kind of the mastermind behind most of that. And then musically, it's a lot with our producer Jonathan DeLeese, who's down in Nashville, and we really like working with him a lot. He's like kind of moving us in the direction that we want to move in, and he's just a genius with what he does. So um, it's kind of a combination of a bunch of things. And for this song, like Spiz was saying, lyrically, the song actually was originally supposed to be called something else. It was and have a whole different meaning. Um, the original title is a lyric in the song. It was supposed to be called Chasing Phantoms, or at least that was like something that was thrown around. And then this song kind of took on a new meaning. A lot of personal experience there, a lot of stuff that I have struggled with for most of my life, in terms of like just mental processes and trying to weed through thoughts that are real and not real. And that's a whole other podcast or interview right there. But long story short, we just kind of came together, Spiz and I gave him some of my experience and he molded it. And then I was like, what about this? And it was just the classic back and forth. And then, the title came out of different, things that I deal with and some topics that are personal to me. And then it kind of just took on new life, and it's kind of cool to see where it started and reading some of my lyrics that I still have in like a notepad on my phone, and seeing what the song was going to be versus what it turned into and knowing who contributed what. It's like really cool to look back on. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's that creative process. Sometimes it happens right away. Sometimes you're taking a little bit more time with it, but especially stuff that exists in my mind that you struggle with on a pretty much a daily basis, and to see it put into art and see people listen to it and enjoy it and relate to it, and then know that it kind of, there's other people struggling with the same stuff, and those experiences ultimately make you stronger because you have to kind of adapt and become more resilient, like we were talking about before, like anything else in life. So that whole song, I guess, just encapsulates all of that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I'm joined with Joe and Spiz, representing the New York-based band known as Advents on the show. Check out their latest single, Red 13. It's available on all streaming platforms. It's a dope track. Get crazy, get wild, have fun with it. Spread the word. Very talented band out of New York, and I got a feeling they got more music on the horizon too. With that being said, we're getting near the end of the summer, and y'all definitely putting up the numbers with these songs. Um, with that being said, what's next for you fellas as we enter the fall season?
We actually yeah, how would I put this? I mean, it doesn't, but yeah, we have a song, like we have something already ready to go. Um, so pretty much new music coming very, very soon. So hopefully, it's gonna be the same song and dance with the mask. You said you liked the mask before, but it's kind of like what we do with each album. We kind of follow a theme. So these albums are gonna follow a theme of masks. And our prior EP was like kind of different doors. So, but yeah, definitely expect new music consistently, and we're gonna be back in the studio in November too, writing even more music. So yeah, stay tuned, and we're gonna keep pumping it out, pretty much.
All right, so new music on the way for the Advents. Be on the lookout for it coming soon, and check them out on all the social medias. Check them out on their website at www.adventsband.com. That is www.adventsband.com. Gives you all the info, gives you what they got coming up and upcoming shows, things of that nature. And follow the journey of Advents and support this incredible band. I really, really digging them for sure. So, like any other musicians, we all have, influences or those that inspire us. And with you two fellas being here, who do you consider some of your inspirations, some of your influences, those artists, whether mainstream or local, who have inspired you fellas individually or collectively from your perspective?
I already know Joe's answer on this. I feel like I know Joe's answer more than I know my own answer. Because
No, I struggle with this question all the time. It's like you instantly forget everything you've ever listened to when somebody asks you about it.
well, no, I thought
It's brutal.
because you're gonna say Metallica. That's why. I
I
think you're gonna,
mean, they're number one, yeah, but there's
yeah,
so much. It's almost a crime to dwindle it down
to
to
like
an answer
very
like
few,
that.
yeah.
But yeah,
But collectively, I think we could all agree, like we are saying, a lot of like the more modern bands within, I'm within our genres, like like I know me and Koza when we first met, he told me my favorite band while she sleeps. He was like, oh yeah, like because he knew who they were. And we when we first started talking, that's something we had a conversation about. But I know like we have as a band we listen to a lot of the newer like metalcore tracks from bands like like there's bands called like Polaris, While She Sleeps, like I said, Silent Planet, like these relatively popular bands within our genre, and we kind of listen to them to like get inspiration, but also we all have very differing tastes in music beyond the metal. I know Koza has some like deep cuts with music, and I listen to like pop cross like EDM weird stuff. Like I'll listen to literally anything as long as it like gives me a good vibe. I like it, but like you could hear me listening to things like music of screaming and yelling, and then I'm listening to like this girl sing about like I don't know like losing a best friend or a breakup or something. Like Taylor, like we even say like Taylor Swift. Like we'll listen to Taylor Swift and then we'll listen to like stuff like stuff we write. So it's a very hard question to answer, but I mean I always give the answer. If you want to if I'll give you an answer, it's gonna be would be While She Sleeps. Just like I'm not speaking for Joe, but I'm sure the easy answer is Metallica, which I mean
yeah.
is
I mean,
fair.
if you're talking top bands of all time, it's Metallica, Lamb of God, the heavier bands that got me interested in playing drums and stuff. But I'm huge into like alternative rock, indie rock. I love dance hall music. I love every subgenre of metal in some way. I'm all over the place. If it's cliche answer maybe, but if it sounds good, I'll listen to it. But I truly mean that. And there's some days that I don't even want to hear a guitar. Like
Yeah, I get that
I'm
too.
so like fatigued by breakdowns and riffs and distortion, and I just don't even touch it to kind of like cleanse my listening palette again, and then you come back kind of fresh on it. So yeah, long story short, I think we're both or all of us are really all over the place.
I sound like my kind of people, and I like it. So what I learned, Spears was a Swifty. Walk some Taylor Swift every now and
Nah,
then.
you're talking to two Swifties. He's a Swifty too.
Yeah, yeah, we're both kind
Oh,
Yeah.
of we're both in.
Listen,
hey,
all right. It's a flex. All right, it's a flex.
hey,
That's all I'm
I
saying.
don't, I'm more of a low key Swifty. I
Hmm.
just don't say it to some people because they look at me crazy. I'll be telling
Yeah.
people bad blood's different, man. Like that gets you in the fields, you
I
know.
mean, it hits. Yeah,
I don't
style
know. I
hits
don't know if I'm
all the
bought
time.
into early Taylor Swift anything
Really?
1989 and on, I'm good. But the
Yeah.
country part, the jury's
No.
still out on that for me. But anything beyond that, I'm into it.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Taylor. You know, she started traditional country, and then as her career progressed, she's done folk, she's done pop, she's done all sorts of stuff. She just does whatever she wants and gets million records sold ease in her sleep.
Mm.
So Swifty gets it going. You know, it ain't just ladies vibing. You know, fellas, we rock to it too. You know, ain't no judging around here. No judge. You know.
Sure.
I mean, she's the biggest in the world for a reason. I like
Yeah,
to think.
pretty much. So man, fellas, it is so good to have y'all on the show. Thank you guys so much. Red 13 is the latest single from Advent. It's on the platforms right now. Like, go listen to it. Go listen to it. Go put it in your soul if you want to. Just rock to it. You know, headbang, do it. You know, just have fun with that song.
Cry to it, sleep to it,
Yeah.
laugh to it,
Brush your teeth to
brush
it.
your
Take
teeth
a
to
bath
it.
to it.
I can imagine just listening to it while.
Yeah. Do you
Just
remember?
don't hurt
Wait,
yourself.
hold on. Do you remember those toothbrushes that you would brush your teeth and it would
Oh,
play
tooth
music?
tunes?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
dude. That's
Yeah.
what we need to sell those. That's actually a good. That's a good idea. Merch
Yeah.
idea.
So I can see it now. Advent toothbrushes or toothpaste. You
Yeah,
know.
good idea.
Now, what kind of toothbrushes are we talking? The traditional, or are we talking the electronic ones?
I don't know, man. Listen, it's inflation out there, right? Things are expensive. Whatever we can get at a discount, all right?
Whatever people will buy, because
Yeah,
we're in a metalcore band and we need the money.
Yeah, the electronic ones, like you go to Walmart or Kroger, you know, those
Mhm.
prices are pretty steep. And
Yeah,
that was
gotta go.
like they've been like that before inflation, and they still are. They still the same, same
Yeah.
prices.
I mean, personally, I like the traditional toothbrush. So
Yeah, I'm a traditional guy too. I can control what's happening, which I
yeah,
like.
fair point. Because those electronic ones, they do have a mind of your own, and when you put the toothpaste on, it's not that much. You know, you just gotta have a little bit more room per se. You know, it's like it's tough.
Yeah, and like I don't know, it slips out of your mouth and
Yeah,
then it's still spinning, and then you
that's
got
the
toothpaste down
worst.
your nose. Yeah, I'm not all about that.
That
Give me
is the
control.
that is the worst with the electronics. Like it ends up on your bottom lip, on your chin, and I'm
Oof.
like, ugh, back to square one. It's tough. Joe, Spiz, great chatting with you fellas. I'm definitely a fan of y'all. And I'm definitely looking forward to hearing what you guys have in store next. Shout out to Anthony. Shout out to Kevin and Sebastian, Christian, Joe, all y'all, man. Just shout out to everybody on the band, man. Continued success on everything. I will be playing more of y'all music on the show, especially the new ones that you got coming up. So
appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you again for taking the time. We appreciate it.